Welcome to Fit for the Long Run. I'm Joel.
And I'm Christy.
And what are we doing today?
It's time for us to talk about our health goals.
All right, let's do it. So for me, I have going for a sub 20-minute 5K. And I did try one last Sunday, and I didn't make it. Actually, I was slower than I have been in a while. I ran it in 21 minutes and 48 seconds. So I'm trying to go for under 20. So I've still got to get back up to that. I got another shot at it at the Turkey Trot up in Oviedo. I ran the one Sunday on the same course that the Turkey Trot's going to be on. So, so I have another shot at it coming up on Thanksgiving Day. So we'll see how that goes.
He's getting back into his regular running schedule, so it should
Yeah,
help.
we'll see. We'll see if I am.
Aren't we?
We'll see. I am attempting a half marathon PR in December. That's the goal right now. That may change because I do have a friend that's running that race as well, and I may just hang around and run with her and kind of pace her along because it's her first half marathon, and I may decide just to pace her in that race.
Just help her along. So
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Don't give
Encouragement.
up.
It's always good. It's always good. Sometimes those races, the longer races, get lonely out there on the road when you're by yourself. Even though there's maybe a lot of people around you, you're still by yourself.
I feel that way in a 5K.
Yeah. so that may or may not happen. May or may not go for that this year. So no Dr. Pepper days or no soda days. My goal was 17. And well, it didn't work out too well this month. I only got 12.
It is October 29th.
Yeah.
So he still has 2 days left, but
I'm still not gonna make
if you
17.
added 2 days, you can't get 17.
No.
You could get 14.
My core workouts, I didn't do as well on that as I did in September, but I did some, just not a lot. If you know where that quote came from, drop me in the comments below. Some, not a lot. And then 12 books. My October book was called Embrace the Suck. And I'm not quite through with that yet. It's not that it's been hard to get into. It's just how it's written. It's just kind of hard to read sometimes. So,
But we have to get on a plane tomorrow to go see our little mini
I've only got 100 pages left. I can finish it
on the plane.
if I have any.
You can do it on the
any
plane.
any kind of time. So I can get that done by the end of October. I still have 2 days left, and 2.5 if you count the rest of today. And so my book for November and December. Now I'm done with all the books I was supposed to read. The 12 books I was supposed to read for this year. I'm done with all of those. So I'm thinking about just taking time and going back and rereading 11/22/63 by Stephen King. It's one of my favorite books. It's my favorite Stephen King book. If you know anything about Stephen King, he writes mostly horror stuff. This is not a horror book. It's actually fictional. It's a fictional account of the factual event of the assassination of President Kennedy. Obviously, if you recognize the date 11/22/63, that was the date Kennedy was assassinated. And so it's a fictional account of that. It's really interesting. I'm not going to give anything away. I don't want to give anything away in case you want to read it, but I do highly encourage anyone that would like to read that. It's a really, really, really good book.
But I will tell you, it's a huge book.
It's huge. It's like 900 pages, maybe 1,000 pages, maybe more than that. I don't know. I haven't seen it recently.
I don't remember. It's big.
But it's like
a
that.
book about that big.
Yeah, it's about that thick. If you've seen The Stand, it's probably it may be bigger than The Stand. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm headed for that. I haven't totally decided, but I think I want to go back and reread that. Take the last 2 months, just kind of read it slowly. Usually I try to slip it into an entire month, and you got to read like 20 or 30 pages a day to get that done. So it's a pretty easy read, but once you really get into it, the pages just kind of turn on their own. So we were trying.
It's magical.
Yeah, it's magical. It's a magical book.
Okay.
Go read it. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. If you have read it, let me know in the comments what you think about it. Don't give anything away. Just tell me whether or not you liked it or not. We did try the 28 Hardish after we got back.
Well, we started.
We started in September when our kids left, and then we got interrupted by the emergency trip we had to take. So life kind of happened, and we just didn't really do very well. I didn't do very well on that.
Neither one of us did well.
So all right,
Just be honest.
that's all for my health goals. What about you?
So I have the protein first goal and the exercising, strength training 3 times a week, and then some type of cardio 3 times a week, and then the 28 hardish. And right after our son and daughter-in-law and little Minnie left from their trip, if you remember from September, I got sick. So I lost, even though I was supposed to be doing the 28 hardish and things like that, I just didn't feel like doing anything, period, like exercising or stuff. I was just, how you are when you're sick, you're trying to heal.
Yep.
So I just didn't feel good. So then, just about the time that I started to feel good, and I got in a few days under my belt of 28 hardish and doing the strength training and everything, then my brother died, and we had to go, and we were in hotels, and we were getting up bright and early to go help get more things planned for his funeral and all this kind of stuff like that. There wasn't time to do exercising and things like that, so the strength training didn't happen, and we were eating. Unfortunately, we had to eat in restaurants and stuff because where he lived, there wasn't even in the hotels, we had a pretty decent continental breakfast, so I could do pretty good with that.
Yeah.
But after that, there's just nowhere to eat except in restaurants and stuff like that. So the eating wasn't there really. The exercising definitely wasn't. So I did some when I got back, but I just wasn't in the groove, and so we just kind of let 28 hardish fall where it was. So none of that really worked off that well. So anyway, we will be trying 28 hardish again, probably in the new year. Maybe start right off with January, or something. We'll have to look at our calendar because we always recommend that before you try to do any kind of whatever eating plan, lifestyle change, whatever. Look at your calendar and see if there's going to be anything that could hinder that. I mean, what somebody passing away, you don't know ahead of time that that's going to happen. But obviously, other than that, you want to look at did you have any trips planned? Did you have any formal plans to where you'd be out of control of your own food choices, things like that? And if you don't have anything, then that would be a really good time to start. And we'll look at our calendar and see, but maybe right into January 1st, just go right to it.
We'll see.
We'll let you know in December.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're not giving up on it. We're just saying we're gonna probably wait till January. We know we won't have a 28-day block between now and Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And
then we won't have one between that and Christmas. It won't happen. So we'll try again in January.
Yeah.
And the 12 books of the year, technically, I'm pretty sure I've already finished them all because I did several months where I did 2 personal development books or whatever. But in October, I read The Southern Lawyer. Can't remember who the author is.
I don't know.
No. I'm going to have a picture right there in front of his face.
Yeah.
Right. And then in November, I've already started it. I could have done a personal development book, but when we're on a plane, we'll be tomorrow, I like to be reading a thrilling book that has my attention so that I'm not thinking so much about being on the plane.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be The Southern Criminal, which is the second book in his series from whoever he is. Right there. The picture's right there. Right there. So, anyway, and so that's all that we have as far as books and goals and all that kind of stuff like that.
All right. So drop your comments below and let us know how your health goals are going. If you haven't set any up for this year or this month, we always say it's never too late to do that. We still got 2 months left, about 2 months left in the year. And if you want to set up health goals for the day, or for the week, or for the month, or for the rest of the year, or start working on your goals for 2025, drop us those comments below and let us know how those are going, how you think they're going to go next year. We'd love to hear that. But I think that's going to do it today.
Yep.
For Fit for the Long Run, I'm Joel.
And I'm Christy.
Don't forget it's the long run. Give yourself a little grace.
Bye.